Have you ever felt like everything you do is leading to nothing? Have you ever felt like all this work you're putting in, it doesn't seem to give you the kind of results that you were hoping for? You're not going as far as you expected to be. Have you ever looked at other people's lives and then felt like you are behind? Like, it seems like everyone else is experiencing success. They're gaining outcomes. They're getting what they sought after, except for you. Have you ever felt that way? Unfortunately, social media puts us in a position where it's easy to compare. And what we're comparing ourselves to isn't always reality. More often than not, the things that we see online, they're curated to be exactly what the poster, the content creator, wants you to see. You don't see all the struggle. You don't see the pain. You don't see what this person had to go through in order to get to where they got to. If they actually do have whatever it is that they're portraying. There's been a lot of situations where the person that seems to have it all figured out and seems to be winning isn't actually winning. They don't actually have it figured out. But for the people who actually do, there was a lot of hidden effort. There was a lot of work where they didn't get any recognition. There was no credit. There was no praise. There was no one in the stands clapping for them, applauding for them. There were no cheers. It was just them and the boring work. Over and over and over again. Day after day, the consistency. You've heard the quote before, I'm sure. The work you do in the dark is what reveals you in the light. What you do in the shadows is what comes out on stage in front of everyone. Maybe you're right on pace. Maybe you're not actually behind, and since you have a different story than everyone else, you are unique, one in a million, then maybe you shouldn't feel discouraged, but feel empowered, feel encouraged, feel fuel to the fire, because even though the progress you're making is almost shamefully small, or it's not as big as you want it to be, it's still progress. Slow progress will always be better than no progress. The slow progress, it's exactly what makes up the big progress, the fast progress. Those small, almost seemingly insignificant bricks that you lay every single day by continuing to be disciplined, remaining consistent. These small bricks are the very bricks that make up the massive structures. Every building we see, it started with one piece of material. And day by day, it was a process. They had to go through all of the boring stages, the boring steps. They had to grow their roots first. They had to grow wide, grow deep, in order to support the massive, the big spikes of growth. What if it's taking longer than you thought it would because your trajectory is larger than you imagined? What if you're going to actually go farther than you anticipated? So right now you have to go through the unseen work, the hard times, the times where nobody seems to support you. Rather, they'll actually end up doing the opposite and doubting you, telling you to quit. If there's no one else on the outside, there's that voice on the inside that says, this is a waste of time. You should be farther by now. Why don't you just go back to doing what you always did? Are you sure about this? These things show up not to stop you, but to grow you, to strengthen you. It takes a different perspective to be charged up instead of drained out when the doubters, the haters, start commenting on the outside and the inside. So my question for you is, what is that small thing? That small thing that there's an instinct to overlook. What is that small thing that's going to make the difference for the future you if you uphold the standard today?